This is chapter 2, lesson 5. Compare and order fractions, decimals, and percent. This is example 1. How can we compare fractions? Of course, you have learned how to compare fractions uh, in grade 4. So it's easy for you now. For the 8 and the 12 to be the same means you need to find their least common multiple, which is 24. So if the 8 is multiplied by 3, will give you 24. Also, if the 12 is multiplied by 2, will give you 24. So you multiply up and down. 8 over 5 will be 15 over 24. 7 over 12 will be 14 over 24. Now we need to do the same. So let's try to solve problem A. I have here 2 over 3 and 4 over 9. Look at the denominators, 3 and 9. We must make them the same denominator. So it's easy to multiply here by 3 up, multiply by 3 down. So 2 over 3 will be 6 over 9. And 4 over 9 stays the same. Now you can compare 6 over 9, 4 over 9. Of course, 6 over 9 is bigger. So 6 over 9 is bigger than 4 over 9. Now for problem B, I have here 5 over 12 and 7 over 8. 12 and 8, the LCM, the least common multiple for 12 and 8 is 24. So you can multiply the 12 by 2 up and down and multiply the 8 by 3 up and down. So that 5 over 12 will be 10 over 24 and 7 over 8 will be 21 over 24. Now it's clear that 21 over 24 is bigger. The same will happen for problem C. 1 over 6 and 5 over 18. It's easy for the 6 to be 18. Just multiply by 3 up, multiply by 3 down, and this will be 3 over 18. The other one is 5 over 18 as well, so that you can discover 5 over 18 is bigger. So, summary of what's happening, that to compare fractions, to know which one is bigger and which one is smaller, you must make them common denominator. After you make them common denominator, just compare the numerators and you will find it easy to be found. Now, for these problems, as you can see, we have a fraction and a decimal. We have a decimal and a percent. We have a percent and a fraction. So how can we solve this type of question? The two numbers must be the same form. Means for this problem, I have a fraction and a decimal. Both must be fractions or both must be decimals. Like problem H, for example, I have here a percent and a decimal. Both will be percent or both will be decimal, and so on. They must be the same form for we can compare. So let's talk about problem E, for example. I'll take problem E right now. For problem E is 2 over 3 and 0.6. So I will keep the 2 over 3. And we all know that 0.6 can be written as 6 over 10. So now we can make them common denominator. So the 3 will be multiplied by the 10 and the 10 multiplied by the 3. So I multiply here by 10 up, multiply here by 10 down, multiply by 3 up, multiply by 3 down. So this will be 20 over 30, and this one is 18 over 30. And we know that the 20 is bigger, so the sign is this way. See how easy? Just make them the same form, like problem F. Let's discuss problem F together. I have here a decimal and I have here a fraction. We can make this decimal fraction, so both will be fractions. So 0.7, I can write it as 7 over 10, and I will keep the 8 over 11. Now I can multiply the 10 multiplied by the 11 and the 11 multiplied by the 10 to get common denominator. So I multiply here by 11 up, multiply by 11 down, I'll multiply here by 10, I'll multiply here by 10, so that this will be 77 over 110, and this will be 80 over 110. Now we discover that the 80 is bigger, so the sign is this way. Now for the problem G, I have here 1 over 5 and here 0.2. So if you are smart enough, you will realize that they are equal. Why they are equal? Because we all know that 0.2 is like 2 over 10, and 2 over 10 can be simplified into 1 over 5. So let's solve it in details. 1 over 5 stays the same, 1 over 5. 0.2, transform it into a fraction, it's like 2 over 10. Now we need to make them common denominator, so I multiply here by 2 up, multiply by 2 down. This will give you 2 over 10, and this one is the same, 2 over 10. So they are equal, as we see. Now let me take problem H. Problem H, I have here a percent and a decimal. And we all know that it's easy to transform decimal into percent or percent into decimal. I will transform this one. I will imagine here a decimal point, and I want to erase the decimal sign, so I'll move backwards 2 places. So this will be 0.42, and this one is 0.44. And it's very clear that 0.44 is bigger than 0.42. So for problem H, the sign takes this direction. For problem I, I have here a percent and a fraction. Percent and a fraction. So it's easy for me now to transform 7% into 7 over 100. We all know that percent means over 100. So 7% means 7 over 100. And this one I can multiply here by 10 up, I multiply here by 10 down. It will be 70 over 100. And 70 is bigger, for sure. So also the sign takes this direction. For problem J, I have here a decimal and I have here a percent. I can cancel the percent sign and I move backwards to the left 2 places. This one is 6.5. This one is 6.50. And we all know that 6.5 is the same as 6.50 because you can add 0 here. So equal. The answer of J is equal sign. As you can see, for all these problems, it's essential to transform them into the same shape first. After you transform them into the same shape, yani both are fractions or both are decimals or both are percent, is up to you, so that you can compare. Another problem, Hiroshi found that 3 over 5 of his class prefers vanilla ice cream. 26% prefers chocolate and 0.14 prefers strawberry. Which kind of ice cream do students prefer the least? The least. So it's clear that we have three numbers. One is a fraction, one is a percent, and the other is a decimal. So we have 3 over 5, and we have also 26%, and we have 0.14. So to order these numbers, they are all must be the same form, whether you make them all fractions or all decimals or all percent. For me, I will make them percent right now. I can see it's easy for me to make the percent. So I move decimal point here to places. So I know that 0.14 is like 14%. This one is 26% already. I'll multiply up here by 20 and down by 20 to make it 60 over 100. And we all know that 60 over 100 is 60%. Now I succeeded to make them all percent, and it's clear that the least one is the 14%, as you can see. So 14%, it was strawberry. So which kind of ice cream do students prefer the least? It was strawberry. So now, more problems. Problem number 1. Order the fractions 4 over 5, half, 9 over 10, 3 over 4 from least to greatest. They are all must be the same. They are all must be the same denominator. So it's clear that 5 and 2 and 10 and 4, all of them will be 20 because 20 is divisible by 5, divisible by 2, divisible by 10, divisible by 4 at the same time. So the LCM, or the least common multiple, or the least common denominator for them will be 20. So now I'll multiply this one by 4 up, by 4 down. So the first fraction will be 16 over 20. I'll multiply here by 10 up, I'll multiply by 10 down. So the second fraction will be 10 over 20. I'll multiply here by 2 up, I'll multiply here by 2 down. So this will be 18 over 20. I'll multiply here by 5 up, multiply here by 5 down. So this will be 15 over 20. Now I can order from least to greatest. As you can see, the least one is the 10 over 20. Then I can write 15 over 20. Then we can write the 16 over 20. Finally, the greatest one is 18 over 20. Now don't forget to get them back to their original shape, means the 10 over 20, it was half. And the 15 over 20, it was 3 over 4. And the 16 over 20, it was 4 over 5. And the 18 over 20, it was the 9 over 10. Now in problem 2, Cora spends 2 over 3 of her free time blogging on the internet. Leah spends 60% of her free time blogging on the internet. Who spends more of her free time blogging? So I have a fraction, which is 2 over 3, and I have a percent, which is 60%, and I need to compare. So it's easy for me to transform this percent into a fraction. 60% is like 60 over 100. And if you divide by 10 up by 10 down, means you can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down. So this will be 6 over 10. And this one fraction stays the same, 2 over 3. Now, to make them common denominator, the 3 will be multiplied by the 10 and the 10 multiplied by the 3. So just multiply by 10 down and up. Multiply here by 3 down and up. So this one becomes 20 over 30, and this one becomes 18 over 30. So now you realize that 20 is bigger than 18, so 20 over 30 is bigger, means the 2 over 3. 2 over 3, it was for Cora, so you just say Cora. Now for problem 3, the table shows the wins for some middle school football teams. Which team has the greatest fraction of wins? I have Eagles 95%, I have Wolves 9 over 10, I have Mustangs 0.89. You must make them all same form, whether all fractions or percent or all decimals. For me, it's easy to make them percent right now, so I move this one to the right two places. It will be 89%. You know that 9 over 10, if you multiply by 10 up and down, means 90 over 100, means 90%. So that we can discover that Eagles is the greatest, 95%. So just write here Eagles. So this is the end of our lesson for today. If you have any question, you can write it down in the comments.